And so begins the next marathon, and the first entry of it is a romantic comedy about video game enthusiasts. Okay. Don't you mean gamers? No, Greninja, don't you read the news? Gamers are dead! Adapted from a light novel of the same name, this show was released in 2017 and was animated by Pine Jam. And here I thought Pole Jam would be a stupid name. But since Gamer Gamers did request me to look at this anime for a while, I figured I'd take a look at it now that an opportunity for requests is possible. So was it worth the wait? Well, let's find out with that story. Well, okay, there's really not much of a story here because, well, it's a romantic comedy, but still. The show revolves around Keita Amano, a casual fan of video games, encountering a crazier side of video game fanaticism before the show devolves into the misadventures of Keita and friends as he tries to adapt to his regular life now that he's been exposed to this crazier side, as well as the people involved in it.
The last time this character was in the game because a playlist got updated. You're an idiot. That character got deconfirmed because of this forum thread.
Neat, I have a free fight stick. Now to sell it on eBay.
That's about it, and, well, I guess it's simple and effective? I don't know, guys. I really wasn't all that interested in the story this time around. It felt like something slapped in at the last minute like a lot of comedies I've seen recently. And I do get that. The focus of a romantic comedy is the romance and comedy, and it takes high priority. But at the same time, Toradora and Oron had more interesting stories and progression in comparison, and both are also listed as romantic comedies. What probably helped in those shows' favor is that, well, they were able to be consistent with their characters and storylines they did have from time to time. Legit, there's a chunk of episodes in this show where they focus on Tasuku and Agari / Keita and Chiaki's relationship issues, and then in about an episode or so after it starts, we stop that storyline for an episode dedicated to Karen Tendo, Keita's love interest, and her almost unhealthy obsession with Keita at points, only for the storyline to continue in the next episode, ignoring the events of the previous episode for the most part. What, no episode about this guy's daily life? Or an episode about Chiaki programming? Or a crossover with, say, the Neptunia girls? I mean, if you're going to stop the storyline for something that ultimately means nothing in the grand scheme of the story, why stop there, am I right? But does he make her charming? Not like her boyfriend's any better, considering his motivation to ask her out in the first place was from a visual novel. Yeah, what a charming and great main lead we should be following in this particular story. Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just reading someone which had a bit more chemistry to its relationship. My apologies. Thankfully, there is a character that keeps him grounded for the most part, and that is Tasuku, who I actually really liked as a character and is one of the few who has an interesting backstory and decent chemistry with characters in this series. And as a reward for having an interesting backstory, he gets treated like shit in this series. Hooray! Anyways, back to the romance. Does it work in this series? Honestly, yes and no. I didn't see / feel much chemistry out of one of the two relationships in the show, these two being Keita and Karen, and Tasuku and Agari. With Tasuku and Agari, while it did start off on a rocky note, and those batch of episodes weren't that great as time went on, I could see / feel the chemistry with these two, and they were fine enough on screen together as a couple. I don't know, maybe I'm a sucker for an underdog story, and Agari's attempts to try and get with Tasuku in the past came across that way to me, but I felt it worked with these two, and that I can appreciate. Karen and Keita, on the other hand, I did not like. Ignoring my opinions on these two as characters for a moment, I felt their chemistry came off as a little forced, like these two are stuck together like tape, and even their moments after the confession felt, well, artificial and hammered in at points, unlike the last couple I praised or the two main couples from the other romantic comedies I listed off earlier. But that might also be because, well, I'm not much of a romance fan to begin with. Outside of Oron and Toradora, and maybe Klana, but that's a stretch, I don't enjoy a lot of romance anime because a lot of the time, the build-up to the relationship isn't worth it, the chemistry sucks, or the story itself isn't all that interesting to me. But obviously, that's just me, and if you like this relationship in the series, more power to you. I just don't in this case, and the same applies with the comedy. Unlike other comedy anime I've seen in the last couple of years, the comedy in this show wasn't doing it for me, and I barely chuckled even once, which I thought I would because it has video game jokes and references, but that wasn't the case here, unfortunately. But, again, more power to you if you like these jokes because, well, humor is ultimately subjective, and what may or may not work for some may work for others.
Mr. Amano, I don't feel so good.
Another thing I can say about this show is that the animation is okay at best. Sometimes the movement works, and sometimes the art style looks okay, but sometimes the faces can look a little weird, and as a result, what would originally be seen as charming comes off as awkward to look at.
Why do you look like that?
I lost all my Cheeto dust in the last scene.
Hell, even the music is so-so. Nothing really stands out to me in terms of great tunes, and while they do serve their purpose in the scenes they're used in, I could barely remember them on their own. The same unfortunately applies to the openings and endings, and that sucks, because visually, the two are great to look at. Probably some of the best looking animation in the series. But yeah, there's not really much else I could say about this show other than just, it's okay. I don't know if you wanted me to enjoy this or not, gamers, but I'm sorry, it just isn't for me. But at the same time, that's okay. The thing about humor being subjective is that while someone may not enjoy it, others may enjoy it, so I'd say give the show a chance if you're into romantic comedies. Maybe you'll find something I didn't, or maybe something I didn't like you will enjoy. There's only one way to find out. Regardless, I really do appreciate the requests, gamers, since now I can finally say I got the chance to see it for myself, and at the very least, I gave it a fair shot going into it. But again, more power to you if you guys liked it. So that concludes this review. I'm the Mounty, and next time we meet, we'll be tackling the next request in this marathon, which is Yuki Yuna as a Hero, requested by Joey Reddick. We'll see you next time.
Made it on time.
Sir? What's going on?
You, Greninja, and your wife need to leave now. We gotta save up to protect you from him, but we need to leave right now if we're gonna make it in time.
Him? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what's with the pronoun game?
Zareth has escaped, and he's coming to kill Susan.
Fine then, let's go.
Wait, what?
I won't let him get me, not after trying to avoid him for 10 years.
I'll explain on the way there, but we need to go.
You should take Susan to the safe house instead. I'll stay here and deal with Zareth when he gets here.
Are you out of your mind? He'll kill you!
It's like you said, Susan. You've been running from him for a long time. And if he's been pursuing you for this long, he's not going to stop until he finds you. So someone has to stall for time while you get to the safe house. It might as well be me. Besides, it's my fault that we're taking so long to get to the car anyways. And on top of that, I don't want to lose another person I care about. Especially my wife.
Okay, I get it. But you better not get yourself killed. I want my precious husband to be home with me, and then we can cuddle in bed afterwards.
I'm not gonna die tonight. Now go! If what you said is true, sweetie, you've been running from him for far too long. If someone has to die, I'd rather have it be me than you, because I refuse to lose another person I care about. I lost my dad, I nearly lost my mom, I lost Torture for a while. I'm not gonna lose you. Not while I have a chance to stop him. Where is she? She's not here. Then I will force the information out of you.